Hello everyone, this is something I didn't think I was going to do this quickly, but it is a book haul. I don't know whether to call this a January book haul or a February book haul because a lot of these I sort of got in the mid, like the switchover between the months. So this is just an early 2021 book haul. Pull my hair. Holy cow, I actually did not realize that I had this much stuff. So I ended up with way more books than I thought. I thought I was going to take like a break and not, but then there were a lot of pre-order books that I wanted to get from Barnes & Noble. And while I was doing that, there were some other books that I also wanted to get. So those have actually come in. My pre-order books will come in as they're released. One of them is actually right here. So this is A Vow So Bold and Deadly. This is the third book in the, I think it's called the Cursebreaker series by Bridget Krimmerer. I've really enjoyed this. So the first book was A Curse So Dark and Lonely, and it's sort of a Beauty and the Beast retelling. And then the second book, which I just bought a copy of because even though I read it, I did not have a copy, is A Heart So Fierce and Broken. And then this is the third one. So this is one of the pre-orders, but it was obviously the first one that was released. So I did get this one in. And there's my other book that I got. I can't wait to see what happens. I believe this is the final book, and it's going to resolve all the big issues that happen in this one. So very excited to read this one. Oh, another book that I picked up is one that I've read, but I didn't own. But I wanted to because it is, it's a favorite. I like this one. So it's The King of Scars. I was pre-ordering the second book because this will be a duology. So I decided to pick up a copy of this one as well. So yeah, it's so funny because I've mentioned before, I'm not a huge fan of the first trilogy, which starts with the Shadow and Bone. So it's the Shadow and Bone trilogy. Wasn't a huge fan of that. I do love The Six of Crows, and I really like The King of Scars. I like them way more than the other ones, but I don't know why. But I like Leigh Bardugo. I do think her writing is good, so picked up this copy. And I have a whole bunch of stuff right here, so I'm going to go through these. So what I decided to do is pick up some classics that I've loved for a long time and wanted my own like really nice copy of. And in this case, they are all fairy tale collections. I was kind of inspired after I read The Magic Fish, which is a graphic novel, and I will be doing a review on it. So look for that. But I was inspired by how that story brings in the old fairy tales, and I just have really good memories of growing up reading the classic fairy tales and the original retellings, not the original tellings, not the Disney retellings, which I'm also fine with, but to me it's like a whole other story. So I picked up like the special Barnes & Noble exclusive editions. So this is Grimm's Complete Fairy Tales, and these are beautiful. So actually they come in all plastic wrapped. But they're gold edged. There's like a beautiful cover art. I don't know, it's so pretty. I can't wait to see the stories that are included here and get to revisit them because I really haven't read them for a very long time. So I will be doing that. So that one was Grimm, and then we have Hans Christian Andersen, classic fairy tales. There it is. And these will look really nice beside one another on the shelf, so very excited. And the final one is Beauty and the Beast and Other Classic Fairy Tales. Beauty and the Beast was originally French. It's a French fairy tale. So I'm not sure what other fairy tales they're going to include in this one. I don't know if they're some of the other tales there. Doesn't really matter to me. I'm going to read them and enjoy them anyway. Unless they are duplicates of the others. So, but I thought this book was really pretty. And this is silver detailed instead of gold. So, oh, they're just gorgeous. I love them so much. And kind of going along that same theme, I decided to pick up the Greek myths. This is a collection by, or complete and definitive edition by Robert Graves. And I believe this is a UK release. I bought this on Amazon from, I believe it was Book Depository was the main seller. But I'm a big fan of Greek mythology. I believe I brought that up before. I did actually study it a bit in college as well. Here's actually my classical mythology book that I used in college. And this has a lot of the stories and stuff in it, but I wanted one that was more easy to access and that I knew had a lot more work. So that's why I invested in this one. This was inspired by another graphic novel. Well, it's technically a webtoon that I will talk about later and be doing a video on. Actually, I'm wearing a shirt for Laura Olympus. So I just had to pick this up, and I want to get back into some of like classic writings and literature that I enjoyed growing up through now. So I just thought it was a nice addition to my books. Again, going with kind of the same theme, I picked up Japanese Tales of Mystery and Imagination by Edogawa Rampo. This is, of course, the translation because I don't read Japanese. So again, I just love tales in general. I'm kind of hoping for the creepiness in this one. But yeah, I'm a major fan of works that have been around for a long time and inspires to keep reading and writing. So picked up this one. And oh, lastly, this was also in my Barnes & Noble order, and this is Celtic Tales. So this is a collection of Celtic stories. This is from Ireland, Scotland, Brittany, and Wales. So yeah, I look forward to reading through these. I have read a bunch of Celtic literature and folklore and fairy tales as well, so I don't know, some of these might end up familiar to me. I actually did take Celtic literature in college as well. I don't know, part of me thinks I should have been a folklorist because I really love stories and seeing like their origins and then evolution as they meet up with other cultures, and it's fascinating. And if you don't read a lot of various works from different cultures, I would recommend giving it a try. And it's really cool, like seeing the similarities, even in cultures that we would think were so diverse, and yet they'll have a similar story. You can see that a lot with like Cinderella tales, but I won't get into that. Anyway, I thought this looked good. I can't wait to read through it. And Barnes & Noble has some good looking books. That's all I'm going to say. Like, I love their books. So far, most of the stuff that I've purchased was on Barnes & Noble, other than the Edogawa Rampo and the Greek Myths, both of which I purchased from Amazon. And again, this one was from Barnes & Noble, and it's The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse. I've seen this talked about, so I wanted to give this a read. It is a children's story, or safe for children. It has really gorgeous art and simple writing. So this shouldn't take long to read, and I really wanted to see what it's all about. And I think it was on one of Barnes & Noble's lists as well, so I scooped this up because I was like, why not? I'm getting these other books, might as well pick up a copy. Let's see, what's next? I guess I'll get rid of these because they're not really like, I don't know. They're exciting to me, but I don't know if everybody's going to find them exciting. I picked up some more kind of crafty books. So this is Lettering and Modern Calligraphy, and then also Modern Calligraphy and Hand Lettering. So I have some great pens for hand lettering, but I never take the time to actually do it. So I'm going to use these and actually get some practice in on hand lettering. And these really are just like guides. Like it has the sample, and then you can use the lines to practice. I'll probably practice in a separate sketchbook, but I love that it has like actual full projects you can do. And the other one is much the same, but there's some added doodles. So I'm going to have fun just playing with these. Books are books. So I do like, I like resources like this that help me stay crafty. All right, we have reached, almost reached a really good section. This is a novel that I picked up. It's The Nakano Thrift Shop. So again, this is a book in translation. I bought this from Amazon. And yeah, this is another one I've seen like good reviews on, and I just wanted to pick it up and give it a read because, as I've mentioned many times, I love Japanese literature. So I can't wait to give this one a try. I think this might have a touch of like magical realism. Yeah. Anyway, I look forward to reading this one. Probably end up doing a review on it at some point once I get to it. I do still have a lot of books to get through, so we'll see, but I look forward to this one. Looks really good. Lastly, I have a bunch of, well, not a bunch, because a bunch was my previous video, but I did pick up some more manga. So first is Shortcake Cake Volume 11. Again, Shortcake Cake is getting close to the end. I don't remember if there's one or two more volumes. And yeah, this is a really cute story. It's shoujo. Not too much else to say. You know, I've talked about it when I held my other books. I'm enjoying it. The next one is actually a new series by Ray Toma, and this one is called The King's Beast. This is like a spin-off of Dawn of the Arcana, or Arcana. I really like Ray Toma's artwork. Her other series was The Water Dragon's Bride. I believe that's what it was called. But she has gorgeous artwork. I love the stories are usually really, really good. You can't go wrong. It's shoujo fantasy. That's her main genre. So if you like fantasy and you like shoujo, you know, the touch of romance aspect, give Ray Toma's work a try. I don't know whether to say to start with this one because I don't know how much it connects to the other series. I'll know after I read it. But definitely pick up some Ray Toma. The next one, which I've already started to read, is Love Me, Love Me Not, Volume 6. So like as soon as I was done with my other haul video and was doing the description, I saw that Volume 6 had come out, so I made sure to order it. So there's Volume 6. The other one, which I mentioned in my past haul video, did eventually come in. So this is Witch Hat Atelier, Volume 7. I was very happy to see this. I had no shipping notification, so I had no idea that it was coming in, and then it just arrived at my house. Very excited to continue on with this story and this world. I also love that it won the Eisner Award. So if you do know about graphic novels, the Eisner Award is one of the big awards for graphic novels. So congratulations, Witch Hat Atelier. Well deserved. It's also a Harvey Awards winner. So that's awesome. That just goes to show this is an excellent, excellent graphic novel, just graphic novel series. It just is. It's such great characters, such great art, and just a really great story. Yeah, it does not surprise me that it's won awards because it's good. It's good. It's good. If you like fantasy, it's excellent. the next one I was really excited to get, and I actually had to get a new copy because when I got this in, it was totally damaged. The cover was ripped and it was a mess, but it is No Longer Human. This is the graphic novel version by Junji Ito. The original No Longer Human is by Osamu Dazai, which is a really great book. What made me buy this is I was actually thinking about doing a rereading of that book. It's a long story. I started to read this light novel, and I've finished it since then. But I started this light novel series, and the first volume of it, the characters actually kind of tie in No Longer Human. There's a story that's going on. The series, in case you're wondering, that I read that was the light novel is called Book Girl, and it was volume 1, The Suicidal Mime, which is a really good light novel, very quick reading. And there is a character, the book girl, who's really into books, and I don't want to spoil too much because I found it very interesting. It's kind of like a mystery series, and it was really good. But as they were talking about No Longer Human, which I have read in the past, I was just inspired to maybe do a reread. But then I remembered that this came out, and I was like, what if I did sort of a reread, but of the graphic novel? And I do know that parts of this are different from the original novel, so I just look forward to getting into it and then maybe doing a comparison to see like what changes Junji Ito made. But also it's like a combination of two things I really like, because I like Junji Ito. Does really kind of just creepy creepy artwork, sometimes disturbing, and the book itself is disturbing. So yeah, No Longer Human is a book to read when you are in a good, safe space. If you are having any negative mental health issues, do not read the book. Give it until you're in a good headspace, because it does take you to a very, very dark place, and you have to be in a healthy place for yourself to get through that book. So there's my opinion on that. So my replacement copy, though, is really great. Yeah. I kind of wish I had taken a picture of the other one. Like, this whole part was ripped right off. It was hanging on like here, but yeah, it's all ripped. And then there was like black gunk on it here, and then like the bottom here was all like pushed up. It was such a mess. I'm like, that, by the way, is why I usually will order my graphic novels from Right Stuff instead of Amazon. I did get this from Amazon because I wanted it to come in quickly. But then I had to, return the other copy and wait for this one to come, which did not take long in Amazon's defense, but still, when I get stuff from Right Stuff like this, always comes in excellent condition. They wrap their books really well. So, to make a long story short, I also decided to pick up the first volumes, both manga and light novel version, of Ascendance of a Bookworm. This is the first manga volume, and this is the first light novel volume. I want to do kind of a comparison here, but then also compare it to the anime, which I did do a video on in the past, so you can look that up. But yeah, I really enjoy this story, so I want to see like what are the differences. Some people feel like you've already read it, what do you care, or watched it. But I like to see the little differences. I like to see like how it's portrayed in different ways, much like with this. Sometimes even if you know the story, you want to see how it's told in other ways. So I did pick up those. Of course, if I like it, I'll move on to like the next volume. These are both done. So where this is light novel, part 1, volume 1. So it like does an incremental, or I think story arcs. So this is the first one for that. And it's the same with the manga as well. Like this was part 1 of volume 1. So we'll see. And the last thing was just another light novel, which I don't know, I had read about in some book review thing. This is a BL light novel, and it's called Yes, No, or Maybe. I have nothing to say about it because I haven't read it yet. And I'm thinking it's just relationship fiction. So I don't know. We'll see. But I was excited to try some light novels. And I mentioned too, I did purchase the volume 1 of Book Girl, but I bought the ebook version. So that's on my Kindle. And that was another edition that I had. Yeah, I've just been buying books and enjoying my time getting through books. So that's what I've gathered. Probably this will be more of like my February haul. I don't think I'm going to be getting any more. I always say that and I'm like, oh, those other volumes came out. So yeah, so that'll probably be it. I don't know. We'll see if I have some hauls in March, but this will probably be my February haul. I'm happy with the things I've added. Now it's time to get through them and read them all. So that's it for this video. Until next time, bye.